What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one I want to talk about what's going on with Tesla stock and many tickers out there. I'm also going to talk about Jerome Powell's speech and some other things to know about it and how this could affect the markets. But before I do anything like this, though, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm personally not a financial planner, so take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks plus a $50 cash reward. The offer ends in 6 days. Check it out before they run out. Anyways, what's going on with Tesla? What's going on with the news affecting Tesla and everything else that's going on? Just as a reminder, Tesla's actually a little bit below the 230 area of support, and we're currently trying to hold above 228. So we're going to be watching this range right now for the time being for Tesla and see if Tesla can try to break above 230 just to start us off. But the market's looking like, at least the other stocks out there, the ETFs, are looking like they're trying to gap up. The market's trying to get a small rebound right now. And I believe that the trend is going to be simple. The market's going to try to rebound a bit, try to hold up temporarily. And then when we approach Powell, a little bit before he starts speaking, the market might start selling off just a tiny bit. And then when he speaks, when Powell opens his mouth, we don't know what's going to happen. Market could go either way, and this will have a big effect on Tesla. So I'm going to break that down in just a few minutes. Let's first talk about some things to know about the markets. Powell is going to be giving a speech at Jackson Hole very, very soon. I'm going to talk about the timing in a few minutes as well. Subway has come out. It's been bought by a private equity firm, in case you're interested in that. The DOJ is suing SpaceX due to, things involving their employment practices and things like that. So that's important for any SpaceX enthusiasts out there. There's also a new AI company that came out in New York. It got a hug of support. That's like what the quote is saying. So Hugging Face is what it's known as, at least that emoji that came out. So that's very interesting to see. That's pretty much it for now, at least for like the important things on the news. But with Jerome Powell, the yields have been going up a little bit. Treasury yields tend to go up when there's anticipation of maybe higher rates or a little bit more of a hawkish Fed. Completely normal, but the market is also following the trend going up because it's due to rebound. The market had to rebound after being very, very oversold. We talked about this yesterday. I predicted the market would gap up. But then, going forward, it depends on what Jerome Powell, says from here. And I know that a lot of people are talking about how, the market's due to rebound, the market needs to pump and this and that. Yeah, it's true. That's why we're gapping up right now. The market was due for that. Whether you look at like the different, moving averages, whether you're looking at different time frames. But the bottom line is, that's not all there really is to it. You also have to listen to what Jay Powell ends up saying, because his speech is going to be even more impactful, if anything. And when is he going to be giving his speech? Well, we actually have some data coming out first before he starts speaking. So we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report, the 5-year inflationary expectations and things like this all coming out at about 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you're ready for that. Whatever Jerome Powell says, that's going to happen a little bit after this. So at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, we have all this inflationary expectations data, the consumer sentiment report. And then Jerome Powell will be speaking a little bit after that at 10:05 a.m. Eastern time, right? 35 minutes after the market is open. Powell is going to be giving his speech, and this is going to cause the market to be rattled most likely. Now, could he say some things which are like not that crazy and the market kind of just like reacts to it, maybe bounces? Yes, or he could say something very big, such as the Fed wants to raise rates again and they may not be cutting rates for a while. If that's the case, that could also lead to more volatility, and we want to be open-minded and listen and see how it goes from there. Now, when it comes to some other news that came out involving Tesla, with the Tesla push right now, India is talking about cutting its import taxes, which is some good news for them if they were to build EVs locally. That's once again good news for Tesla if that ends up being the case. And then there's also some talk right here about Tesla's supercharger business being a potential $20 billion revenue monster. That is very much the truth. It is very possible for this to grow like crazy, especially as more and more EVs are just adapting into the Tesla charger. I think that's very, very awesome. And I think they're going to continue to grow in the superchargers, and they're going to continue to make more and more revenue as time goes on, which is going to help Tesla more and more. Now, looking at Tesla, we're currently just under 230. Tesla's trying to hold around this range. We're going to be watching our support right now around this 228 area. We're going to be watching to see if this holds or not for Tesla. And for resistance, watch this 230 area. If that breaks, you're going to be watching 232, which is very close to both our 50 and 200 EMAs. And then if we break above that, there's going to be 234 to 235, followed by 238 and 240. And if Tesla were to break down, It has to break below 228. If that breaks and it looks weak, you're going to be watching 225 to 226, this zone right here. If that ends up breaking, we're going to see this thing sink down to 221. And if it breaks below that, we're going to see Tesla fill the gap down here. Now, from a technical standpoint, it's not looking that great, right? We talked about this bearish divergence and this potential double top-like formation. But once again, TA or technical analysis is not everything. To start us off, we might see Tesla try to pop with the market. It may make an attempt to pop. So far, it's looking a little bit weak, but not that bad overall. It may try to pop a little bit. Let's just see if it can try to get above 230. And then what's going to happen is we're likely going to see this thing slow down a little bit when Jerome Powell is about to speak. And then it all depends on Powell. If he pumps the markets like really hard, we could see Tesla break above 232, push up above 235 eventually, and potentially 238 plus. If Powell causes the rug pull, Tesla could break below 225 and start pushing down to 221. Right, we have these imbalances down here, which are going to be acting as magnets, and also these unfilled gaps down at these lower levels. So there's a real risk of that potentially happening, but it depends on what Jerome Powell ends up saying. All right. So if he doesn't say anything that's too significant, we could see Tesla try to hold up, maybe chop a bit and try pushing later on. If not, the market could start sinking very hard. So you want to be open-minded. We want to be very careful. Now, with Jerome Powell speaking, Nvidia may actually try to pop a little bit. We could see this thing eventually try to push towards 475 before he starts speaking, I mean. And then when he's about to be speaking, the market might start to slow down a bit. So you're going to be watching this range on Nvidia. We have support around this 466 area and resistance at 480. And then if Powell pumps us, we're going to be watching this thing try to break 480 to get closer to 490. If Powell causes the rug pull, Nvidia is going to come all the way down to 450 or so. Otherwise, it's just going to be range bound for now between the 480s and about the 466 area. So going back and forth, that's what's going to be very probable. We will see what happens from there. So it's very important that we look at the market in a very unbiased lens. I know people are saying the market needs to bounce, the market needs to, crash or whatever. Don't worry too much about the external noise out there. It all depends on Powell when the time is right for him. Just know the market could gap up and then end up dropping a bit right before his speech, and then we'll see after that how it goes. For now on SPY, we're going to be watching 439 as resistance. If we break above that, 439.5 to about 440 is going to be the next zone of resistance. We also have some resistance at 440.5. And then 442 is going to be the next really significant resistance above that. So what do I think is very probable? Well, the market's going to gap up, and I talked about this yesterday, the market gapping up to start us off based off technical analysis. We're gapping up and approaching 439 resistance. If we could break this, once again, we could get very close to 440. But I don't think the market's just going to break out like crazy. I think it's just going to be range bound just to start us off. We're going to be trading very close to this entire 438 to 440 range for quite some time. And then right when Jerome Powell is going to speak, or a few minutes beforehand, we could see the market start to sell off just a little bit. There might be a little bit fear, last minute selling that happens, and then we're going to see a big reaction after the guy is done speaking. If he pumps SPY in the market, we could break above 442 and start pushing for 444 plus. If he causes the rug pull, you're going to be watching SPY. If it could hold 438, if that breaks, watch 436. If that breaks, 435, 434.83. Then 433.08 comes next. And if that breaks, it's going to come all the way down to 431.5, right? All the way down to the 431s. We're going to see a big drop if Powell causes that. So just be open-minded. I'm open to anything, guys. I'm not trying to favor one side over the other when he speaks. Who knows what he's going to say? So just be open-minded and do what you have to do. For the QQQ, this is going to be the last one I talk about. The QQQ is trying to pump approaching market open. It is currently trying to gap up. We're going to be watching this resistance right here at 362.5. If it breaks, this 363 could come. We might see try to push close to 363 and just kind of chop around here for a bit. So I'm seeing some choppy price action for the time being. And then when Powell's about to speak, it may sell off close to 360 or so. And then, who knows what's going to happen afterwards. If Powell pumps as hard, we could see this thing break 366. If he causes the rug pull, watch it break below 357, then 355, or even lower than that. And then we'll have to see from there what happens. It all depends on him. So just get ready. And once again, don't forget he's going to be speaking at 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Powell's going to be giving his big speech 35 minutes after the market opens. So get ready, do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Tesla in the market to the moon. The long term is still very bright. I will see you guys very soon in the afternoon, and peace out.